chatting about everyone else here is being nice and proper. LOL. That was from Craig. So, yeah, I can't see what's going on in the chat room, so all I want you guys to do is just behave yourself or we take the wrenches away. All right, Salt and Light, Canadian, $1.49. Simply a cityscape. Not sure what that is. Maybe it's a super sticker. Okay. All right. Brian, make sure the timer is ready for this next report, please. Yes, thank you. Here we go. The Trump administration is making it crystal clear the days of coddling terrorists and criminal aliens are over. The White House press secretary said unequivocally this administration is not going to tolerate individuals having the privilege of studying in our country and then siding with pro-terrorist organizations that have killed Americans. The results are already in. ICE has executed a massive operation in Houston, arresting 646 criminal illegal aliens. Of those detained, 543 had criminal charges or convictions, including violent felonies. FBI Director Kash Patel confirming multiple arrests of drug traffickers in Florida. America is finally getting serious about border security. And while President Trump deports criminals and terrorists, are you battling your own invasion, chronic pain? Like border security, your body needs protection from inflammatory attackers. Dr. Josh discovered a turmeric extract 200 times more powerful than a regular turmeric that enforces a zero-tolerance policy on inflammation, deporting pain from your body like ice removes criminal aliens. This border security for your body has helped hundreds of thousands of Americans avoid expensive surgeries and ineffective medications. I've experienced this medication for myself. Visit goldenrevive.com/NNN to learn Dr. Josh's exact method for securing your body's borders against the invasion of pain. Okay, let's get into it now. Secretary Noem talking about the bureaucratic leakers.
Bureaucrats. And
is there anything you can share with me about any commonalities between these leakers? Like, what drives them? Are they ideologues? Do they believe in illegal immigration? Like, why are they doing this?
Bureaucrats, and they don't like integrity in our government system. They want the status quo. They perhaps don't believe in support in President Trump and what he's doing to make America safe again. So that's one of the reasons that what they're doing has so clouded their judgment that they don't recognize that every single day they don't necessarily, I think, grasp the severity of what they're doing. They're putting people's lives in danger because they have a dislike for what President Trump is doing. But they like things to stay the way that they are with no accountability, and we're holding them accountable.
Is there anything you can share?
And of course, she's talking about the fact that there were leakers who were telling people on the ground when these ICE raids were going to happen, putting actual lives at risk. And now they've identified two. We're learning, as I learned last week at the White House, that they are now going to be referred for criminal prosecution. And if there's one thing that we want to see, it's the perp walk. We need to see a perp walk. We need to see arrest. I know you guys want to see it too, and it's about time. Here we have the press secretary talking about, I brought this up yesterday. This is the CPB Home app that has now been updated.
Notify the U.S. On another very important issue for the president, he continues to work hard to secure the border. If you missed it yesterday, CBP launched an enhanced home mobile app with a new feature, the Intent to Depart, which offers unlawfully present aliens or those aliens whose parole has been revoked an orderly and defined process to notify the U.S. government of their intent to depart the country. The CBP Home app strengthens our mission to secure the border and provides illegal aliens with a straightforward way to leave now before facing much harsher consequences later. A new report from Bloomberg just found that the number of aliens trying to reach our country by traveling through the jungle to Central America dropped a whopping 99% last month. And this follows the incredible news that illegal border crossings plummeted last month as well, down 94% at our southern border from last February under the Biden administration.
So now they can self-deport or present their intent to deport. We also have this from the press secretary.
Under the Immigration and Nationality Act, the Secretary of State has the right to revoke a green card or a visa for individuals who serve or are adversarial to the foreign policy and national security interests of the United States of America. And Mahmoud Khalil was an individual who was given the privilege of coming to this country to study at one of our nation's finest universities and colleges. And he took advantage of that opportunity, of that privilege, by siding with terrorists, Hamas terrorists who have killed innocent men, women, and children. This is an individual who organized group protests that not only disrupted college campus classes and harassed Jewish American students and made them feel unsafe on their own college campus, but also distributed pro-Hamas propaganda, flyers with the logo of Hamas. That is what the behavior and activity that this individual engaged in. And I have those flyers on my desk. They were provided to me by the Department of Homeland Security. I thought about bringing them into this briefing room to share with all of you, but I didn't think it was worth the dignity of this room to bring that pro-Hamas propaganda. But that's what this individual distributed on the campus of Columbia University. And this administration is not going to tolerate individuals having the privilege of studying in our country and then siding with pro-terrorist organizations that have killed Americans. We have a zero tolerance policy for siding with terrorists, period.
You're either with us or you're with the terrorists, right? Here we have Representative Brandon Gill correcting the claim that he called for Ilhan Omar to be deported. But would you like to see her deported? Or would you like to see her arrested for marrying her brother? I'll let you guys battle that one out in the comments. I think you got a pretty simple answer there, but let's listen.
Or you were. Turn to this separate story. You've called for far-left Congresswoman Ilhan Omar to be deported for allegedly helping illegal aliens avoid deportation. The Congresswoman responded to you today on CNN. Let's please get your reaction to this.
Whether you are a permanent resident or you are a citizen, you have constitutional rights. And it is really important for people to know those rights. I know that it is red meat for his base that are xenophobic and racist to say to them that I am going to find a way to arrest and deport a member of Congress who he thinks is...
She says it's racist and xenophobic. Well, if you're breaking the law, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
is doing something wrong when I am doing the right thing in trying to make sure everybody that is within my constituency has the resources and the information that they need.
Your reaction, sir?
Well, what I said was that America would be better off if she were deported. Let me tell you, for the past 4 years, Joe Biden and the Democrats, herself included, have facilitated the invasion of this country of 15 million illegal aliens. And what she's doing now as a sitting member of Congress is teaching illegal alien Somalis how to evade ICE. We have illegal aliens right now murdering and raping and pillaging our people with virtual impunity, and that is because of lawmakers like her who are facilitating this invasion. I think it's disgusting, but let me tell you one other thing, which is that Republicans are done playing this racist game. This doesn't intimidate us anymore. We need leaders in Washington who are going to look out for the American people, for American citizens, not for foreigner illegal aliens. And all of her actions and her comments since then suggest that she is more interested in advancing the interests of illegal aliens than she is in looking out for American citizens.
Yeah,
and I believe that that is.
Yeah, I believe that's wrong as well. We have more ICE arrested 646 illegals in the Houston area, a week-long operation. Fox News getting posted by libs of TikTok.
Huge number. ICE Houston just announced that in a single week-long operation in the Houston area, they arrested 646 illegal aliens. That is a huge number for one ICE office in one single week. ICE says 543 of those illegal aliens were criminals, 140 of which were aggravated felons, 34 were sex offenders or pedophiles, and 52 had drug trafficking or drug possession charges. This is by far the most arrests we've seen from a single operation under this new Trump administration.
Let's go. Keep going. Here we have more from FBI Director Kash Patel, an official post this morning. FBI executed multiple warrants, arrested 5 members of drug trafficking ring in Pasco County, Florida. thank you to our brave agents, SWAT teams, and local enforcement partners on the ground for their assistance. And posted some images from those arrests and those raids. Yep. Goodbye. So zero tolerance in full effect. Here we have BlackRock CEO Larry Fink issuing a warning to President Trump about the danger of conducting mass deportations. Really?
I do believe deportations and the speed at which this is happening is going to have severe impact on the agricultural sector and the construction sector. I've talked to CEOs in the ag sector, and they remind me that 70% of the men and women who work in the agriculture were not born in the United States. Many of them are U.S. citizens now, many of them have work permits, and many of them don't. And
many of them don't, he said. Okay.
40% of the construction workers were not born in the United States. You add that up, and what's going on, I think we're going to start seeing, especially when spring and the spring.
Wait a second. So is he saying what, that Trump's going to deport 40% of those individuals because they weren't born here? I think it's very simple. If you are an American citizen, you can stay. If you're not, you got to go. So I highly doubt that of that 40%, you're going to have the entire 40% being deported. Okay, I think a smaller percentage of those individuals are going to be deported. So Larry Fink is just trying to spread more fear on CNBC.
Crops arrive. Are we going to have enough workers to harvest the crops? And all right, and now, you know, with the whole idea that we're going to have to use a private capital to build out this economy, are we going to have enough workers? I've even told members of the Trump team that we're going to run out of electricians as we build out AI data centers. We just don't have enough. So
oh, man. Talk about fear-mongering from Larry Fink. Okay. Yeah, so let's see. Lots going on the ICE sector, and zero tolerance is in full effect, folks. But the contrast couldn't be clearer. For years, Democrats pretended there was no border crisis while American communities suffered from drugs, crime, and terrorism. Now President Trump is taking decisive action to protect our citizens and restore the rule of law. Criminal aliens are being arrested, terrorist sympathizers are being deported. Our immigration system is finally working for Americans, not against them. But this brings up an uncomfortable question. Why did Democrats fight so hard to prevent these common sense security measures? Were they more concerned with importing potential voters than protecting American lives? Drop a comment below. And make sure you get your next news hat from our merch shop and show the world where you stand with real news. All right, let's keep going.